You finish your row of double crochets and something feels off. The stitches are leaning. Not dramatically, but enough that you can see it. You try tighter tension. You try looser tension. Nothing changes. And nobody has ever told you why. Today, we get into why the double crochet leans and, more importantly, what you can do about it. Hey there, bestie. I'm Michelle of YesMichelle Crochets, and as your crochet bestie, I am here to help you build the fiber arts foundation that actually makes sense. This is the Cozy Encyclopedia, episode 6. We've covered the single crochet and the half double. Today, we're moving into the double crochet, the workhorse stitch of the fiber arts, and we're going straight into the structural reason that your stitches tilt. Now let's dive into that double crochet. The double crochet is the most commonly used stitch in crochet patterns. It's taller than the half double crochet and produces a more open and drapey fabric than either the single crochet or the half double. And it's the stitch most often used in garments, blankets, and accessory patterns. When reading a pattern, the double crochet is abbreviated as DC in US patterns. If you're looking at a UK pattern, it's called a treble and abbreviated as TR. Keep in mind that the difference in names both represent the same stitch. So be sure you know if the pattern you're using is written in US or UK terminology, because you don't want to create a project with stitches that are too short or too tall because you didn't know which project you were actually working from, being US or UK terminology. Just make sure you've got the right stitch for what you're being told to make. Now here's the anatomy of the lean. The double crochet has what is called a forward post. The body of the stitch tilts slightly forward in the direction that you're working because of the way the two pull-throughs stack. The first pull-through anchors the stitch to the base. The second pull-through closes it at the top. If the pull-throughs are not equal in tension, the stitch body will angle. That angle is your lean. Now let's take a visual look at the construction of the double crochet so that we get a better understanding of what's happening. All right, bestie, let's learn how to make those double crochets. We are going to begin with a tail long enough for us to sew in at the end of our project and create a slip knot. And for this example, we're going to need a chain of 10. So let's create that this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Let's count those chains for our foundation to make sure we've got the right number. And we'll do that this way. This, of course, is our working loop. This is chain number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. To make this a visually easy project to do, we're going to mark the 10th foundational chain with a stitch marker. And there are 2 places you can insert your stitches. I'm going to show you both examples. I prefer to go into the back bump, and in order to do that, we need to get to the proper height, so we're going to skip some chains. This, of course, being our working loop, we're going to skip 2 And in the third chain is where we will begin our double crochet examples. So here is number 1, number 2 of the 2 that we're skipping. This is the third chain, and that is its back bump. We're going to yarn over, slip under that back bump, yarn over, pull up a loop. That's going to give us 3 loops on our hook. 1, 2, and 3. Yarn over, slip through 2, yarn over again, and pull through those last 2. Let me show you that again. Here is that back bump I mentioned. Yarning over, we're going to slip under the back bump, yarn over, and pull up a loop. With 3 loops on our hook, we're going to yarn over again and pull through 2. Yarn over and pull through those last 2. Now let me show you that without my talking so you can practice along with me as I do this. Now, of course, I can never say this enough to you. Practice makes progress, and practice your work. The more you do it, the better it will look to you and the easier it will be for you. This is the stitch prior to our final one. And remember, I marked the stitch with a stitch marker on the side. This part is that back bump for that foundation chain. I'm yarning over, slipping under that bump, yarning over, pulling through, 3 loops on my hook. I'll yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over and pull through 2. Now, I'm going to lay this on my hand and count these stitches so that you and I both can see how many double crochets we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and this is the head of the chains that we skipped, which becomes the 9th double crochet. And I'm marking that to make it easier to use. When you're moving on to your next row of more double crochet, you need to get to the height of that stitch. We're going to chain 3 to do that. And then we're going to turn our work. For this example, I am going to use these 3 chains as my double crochet, so I'm going to skip them. But what I am going to do is mark this particular 3rd chain so that when I come back to use it, I know exactly where it is and I don't miss it. You can never have too many stitch markers in a project, especially when it's new to you, so that you don't make a mistake. There's no need to frog if you do it right the first time. We're going to yarn over, skip the base of the first stitch, and in the second stitch, we are going to slip under the crown from the stitch below, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, 1, 2, and 3, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Again, yarn over, slip under the crown from the row below, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. Now I'm going to lay this down and show you our stitches. This, of course, is the head of this stitch. This is the stitch of the one from the row below. This is the stitch for the third stitch. And this would continue throughout. But I'm going to stop here and show you what it looks like when the base of your foundation is here. And this is what it looks like when you go back to the right side facing. This is the bottom of your stitches. All right, bestie, for convenience sake, I've already created our chain of 10. And let's count and make sure I have the right amount. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and already marked is chain 10. Now let's return our hook. As with the previous example, I'm going to skip 2 chains from the hook, 1, 2, and in the third chain side, not the back bump, but the actual side is where I'm going to place my first double crochet. So with the yarn over, I'm slipping under the side of that foundation chain, pulling up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, 1, 2, 3. I've got the yarn over. We're going to slip through 2, yarn over, and slip through 2 again. Yarning over, slipping under the side of that foundation chain. I'm going to pull up a loop, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over and pull through those last 2. Again, silently, here we are. What I will say is if my visual example is going too fast for you, by all means, hit the gear icon on the YouTube app and slow me down. And as we move into the last one, I intentionally put my stitch marker on the bottom and in the top part of that last foundation chain. I'm going to yarn over, pull through, 3 loops on the hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. Now I am going to create a chain of 3 just so you can see me do it, but I want to show you the bottom of what this looks like when you've worked in the side. You only have the 1 remaining loop as a part of your foundation chain. This is the front or the right side facing of your double crochets. And just so you can get a visual of how many we created, we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is number 8. And this would be the head for number 9. Now, look at your stitch. If your 2 pulls were matched in tension, the post will stand fairly straight. If it leans, the second pull through is very likely tighter than your first. Consciously ease up on that second pull through with your next stitch and watch that lean correct itself. One of the key ways to improve your construction is practice. The only way to fix a mistake that you've been making is practice doing it the right way over and over again. Listen, don't give up. I believe in you, bestie. Now, Let's talk about some of the mistakes that we often see. Of course, the primary mistake is uneven pull-throughs, which I've kind of covered. Remembering, of course, that that second one being tighter than the first is what's going to create that lean. The fix is matched tension across your pull-throughs, and it's worth practicing a full swatch so that you can see and feel the difference. The second mistake often seen is working the turning chain incorrectly. The chain 3 turning chain counts as the first double crochet in many of the patterns that you're going to make. So as you're preparing yourself for row 2, you're going to skip that first actual stitches base and use that turning chain as your first double crochet. You're going to move to the second stitch to form your first official double crochet. If you also work into the top of the turning chain at the end of the row, you're going to gain another stitch. 2 extra stitches per row adds up fast, and your edges will flare. The third mistake is forgetting or dropping loops as you're making your double crochet. If you forget to yarn over before you insert your base into the stitch below, or you skip the yarn over after the first time you pull through the 2 loops, you won't be making a double crochet. The solution is very simple here. Pay attention to each part of your stitch, and of course, practice, practice, practice. Remember, practice makes progress. We are not looking for perfection. We are looking to do the best that we can do each time we pick up our hooks. That's how we get yarn made cozy. As we move through the Cozy Encyclopedia, we are going to grow our skills along the way. From the basics to the more advanced stitches and the combinations, we are crafting our very own Fiber Arts Encyclopedia. And that is what the Cozy Encyclopedia is here for, to help you see each part of crochet for what it is and what it can be. Now, next week in episode 7, we are moving into the treble crochet, and we are going to talk about tension control at height. The taller the stitch, the more places tension can go wrong, and we'll map out all of them. Now, bestie, if this has been entertaining or educational for you, do me a favor. Drop a red exclamation point in the comments, and please tell me, has your double crochet been leaning and driving you crazy, or was this just a little more information that helped you better understand the double crochet? No matter what, be sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss an episode of the Cozy Encyclopedia. New episodes drop every Wednesday at 2 p.m. And immediately following the right-handed version, you're going to get a left-handed version. So if you're a lefty, I haven't forgotten you. And if this video dropped as a premiere, do me a favor. Come on back, leave me a message, and say hi in the comment section. Additionally, drop me a hype if this is helpful to you and you want to help others find an educational place to learn all about the stitches in crochet. No matter what, remember, I love you. I'm grateful to have you here, and I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, take care and have some fun today. Bye-bye, bestie.